Welcome to Villniss. This is a small farm and an old farm. The story goes back to the year 1430. But now I am here, Anne Marit and Gairan, the farm that is here. And today we want to show you everything we do here at Villniss. We want to show you plants that you can use for food, that you can use for dyeing, for example, wool, and for cooking. We will also show you the tents that we have in the forest here, the so-called glamping we have for rent, and we also want to show you a place where we have courses where you can learn a friendly development and sustainably and learn to cook with these plants, not only in your kitchen, but also in the forest. The first herbaceous plant that we can see is not that far away. Here on the edge of the field grows a plant that is quite common here in Norway, commonly known as yarrow. And it grows wild. Yarrow was used as a food in the past, perhaps especially for meats. The leaves were dried and used in sausages, for example. It was also used for beers at weddings, you know. That's right, they brewed with that too. And here you see the flower of the plant. It can be used a bit the same way, but it has a much stronger flavor than the leaves. To recognize a yarrow, you have to take a closer look at the leaves and see how they come off the leaf stem. It grows on each side of the stem, occasionally in pairs, but also one another. The stem is quite fibrous, and the flowers are in one basket. You can find this almost all year round, and this can easily be found on the lawn just outside the house. You can try a little in a salad, for example. The small green leaves are better to use for this. Now we will go a little further here. Here you see the hen house combined with the greenhouse that we have built ourselves. We have built most of it with own recycled materials. We buy second-hand. Sometimes when we find it, we think it's a good way to use resources, and it's amazing what you can get just by looking around. We think cyclical thinking in venison, and chickens are a big part of it. When we have chickens, we have eggs, and we also have garden compost that you can see a little further here. And those who stay here with us in the glamping can also go and collect an egg in the morning for breakfast. We should say hello the chickens. Yes, we should. No, they ran to hide. Some of them are standing here eating a little on the grass. Then we will move a bit from the small farm to nature. Here in the campfire area, we have most of our courses. Here we run foraging courses where you can learn how to recognize many of the herbaceous plants that we have in Norway and how you need to collect them sustainably. Then we cook around the campfire and you can take it home to your kitchen, so you can cook at home with the wild plants. We are excited to take people out into the wild and hear if you are completely quiet. Now then, maybe you can hear the common sound of the birds that have nested in the tree and they are feeding the youngsters. So there will be a very good atmosphere here eventually. Then we will see a herbaceous plant that is also linked to the cultural landscape, but as it can also be found on the edge of the forest like here, it loves slightly acidic soil and produces conifers. A growth that many we have found when we were children, at least I bit them when I was a child. And this is called in the books Rumex acetosa, but many know it as sorrel. And if you forgot lemon when you are traveling, you don't need to go to the store because the sorrel has a strong lemon flavor. A very good flavor that you can use in, for example, a fish sauce, to marinate white fish. Then you can cut sorrel finely, fry it a little in butter until the leaves fall together and then season with salt and pepper, add a little cream and boil a little. The sorrel herbaceous is very common, it grows in most of Europe. The sorrel can also be used for dyeing and gives green and yellow tones to wool. Now I want you to join us at the edge of the field to the tent place we rent. Welcome to our glamping tent. Here you can lie down and listen to the birds that are in the trees. You hear most of them and you can see how the light falls through the treetops. We want you to go out into nature and be here in silence and be here without all the artificial light that we surround ourselves with. Find calm and find your way back to nature. We also want to give you a taste of where you are when you are here. And we are grateful to be able to offer you an incredibly nice lunch box with only local products. We have Gangstad Gårdsysterry cheese. We have Inderøy Mosterry apple juice. And we have Overbank coffee. and we have gulba bread.
Fra gulburet.
A very good bread. Yes. And then, there is the chocolate. Yes. Don't forget the chocolate. Of course, the chocolate is from Sparbu, so we brought it from not so far, from Bjorka.
Den fra Bjørka. Og utenfor her,
And out here you see the forest that eventually we will get more and more birch juice.
som vi vil etter hvert tappe mer og mer bjørkesevje ifra. Bjørka har jo vært brukt
The birch has been used since time immemorial, from handicrafts to containers for storing milk.
Kar til å oppbevare melk i, både rota,
Both the root and the bark and the branches have been used, and now we use birch juice for syrup.
Det altså til bjørkesevjesirup vi da. Vi koker inn, vi tapper
Drain the
bjørkesevje,
birch
og den
juice and
koker
cook it over low heat and only with the sweeteners found in the birch sap, so it will be a syrup.
bjørkesevja, så blir det en sirup. Det skal jo skje litt tidligere på året, selvfølgelig.
We do this a little earlier in the year. Of course, you see there is a leaf on the trees now. The birch juice must be drained before the leaves sprout, that is, the little ones. Buds on the birch.
Men vi ikke for sent til å lage snadder.
But it is not too late to make sweets from those birch branches.
Nå, sånn som de er. Og
Now you can collect them as they are, and for example you can finely chop them and sprinkle them as a species on potatoes.
krydder på poteten. Så det var den turen.
So that was the journey we wanted to take you on, and we really want you to visit us. Welcome.